Uh, the God Valley incident actually
Hmm.
occurred 38 years before the present time, right?
Yes.
And I think the
Oh, wasn't this also
actual
37 or
human.
38 years?
I'm literally just double checking that because that just came to me because when you were saying
Oh,
that.
oh my God,
So the
yeah.
God Valley incident, 38 years ago. Yo, yes, it did.
It was the same time period.
It's the same year.
Oh
It's
my
literally the
God.
same time. Alright, guys, we're back with another video, and this time we're actually doing a review of the chapter 1095, which was titled The Death. What was it again?
The
A
chapter
World Where You're Better
title,
Off Dead.
yes, which is,
And that's
man.
a deep title.
And it was a deep
It goes
chapter,
back.
bro. It was a deep chapter as well.
Yeah,
That
it was a
there was
deep
a
chapter.
hell of a lot of lore and a lot to talk about with this one. So let's jump straight into it,
No,
man.
Trafalgar Law wasn't in it.
That's a good one. I'll give you that. I'll
No,
give you that.
there's a lot to
But
talk
yeah, man.
about,
Let's start
so
off
let's jump
with
straight into that. Yeah.
let's start off with the beginning. So we're looking at the current timeline of like stuff happening
Yeah.
because the flashback stuff later was mad as well. But this Gorosei is OP as hell, man. So how many powers does he have? So if we run through the powers that he had, so he got stabbed by Bonnie, right? And then he's just like, if I didn't want to get stabbed, you don't think I could have dodged it?
I
His
think that's the most bizarre
wound just
power
heals
of all.
up.
Who do we know in the One Piece world who can heal like that?
I don't think anyone. I mean, when you look at the Tontata, there's that she has the healing power. I forgot her name,
Wait, she
but
can
yeah,
heal others, yes.
she can heal
But
others,
can she
which no
just
one.
cure through your tears? Yeah, you're right. She speeds up healing, but I don't think even Law, who's got the OPOP for, can't
Mm,
really just heal up just like that. This is literally like almost touching into the um, fairy tale slash magic realm, like we said, even with the demonic circle and him just spawning there, because you can't just heal
yeah,
yourself like that. And I don't know if that's his devil fruit, because there's quite a lot of powers at play here. So we know about the head blowing off, head blowing off. We know about the heads blowing off.
yeah. So that was another interesting thing as well, because the Marines were all running away. Like, oh my god, the
They're
Gorosei is
scared,
here.
yeah.
Maybe this is like a well-known thing within the Marines is that you cannot see the Gorosei because they were like, "Oh, he's already here. Like, we need to get out of here as soon as possible," kind of
But then
thing.
they were putting pressure on the straw hats at the same time. So they were running away from him and putting pressure on the straw hats at the same time.
Mm.
And not just that, the other power, but I would call it almost like a force field around him.
Yeah, I can see that, and this is where I'm wondering if it's the tech because the thing with him, there's two ways it can go. It can be the tech or it can be the devil fruit. So I'm wondering which one it was that knocked Sanji back. By the way, Sanji taking L's as per usual. Post time skip, this guy's been taking bare L's.
Nah, he did take a dub at the Big One mark at the end. He came through. And
He did.
what?
when did
And didn't he come
when was
through
that?
in Wano with against the fight with the
Against
dinosaur
Queen, yeah,
Donnie?
he came through. He came through with
Yeah.
it, but that was his only dub in the whole of post time skip, in my opinion. I used to love Sanji, man, but I don't know
Damn,
what's happened to him.
damn. Bro, there's a big divide between Sanji and Zoro, and you've just picked your side.
Now I know there are a lot of Sanji fans out there, so don't hate me. But I don't know, man. It's just I was expecting. So when I was looking at all the people that are near the Gorosei at the moment, I was just thinking Sanji needs to do something here because no one else can fight right now. And he just kind of got one-shotted, and then by this
Oh yeah,
mysterious power.
yeah, yeah. The way he was like suffering at the first bit, right? But you don't know. Maybe he's gonna fight again. Who knows?
Yeah, he said
Um,
he's also being
we'll
pinned
have to
down.
see what that leads to. They're all pinned down, not just him.
Yeah, so I wonder what.
And I
What the
think
hell could the
that's where
power
the
be,
force
man?
field is.
So do you think it's
I think
a
that's where the
devil
force
fruit,
field comes
or
in.
do you think it's a tech thing? Because if it's a force field, it sounds like a tech thing.
I think I would actually argue that this is not a devil fruit.
Right.
And I might be one of the minority here, but I would say this is not a devil fruit. His devil fruit is yet to be seen, not seen, the powers that, because you can see he's awakened,
Mhm.
but we don't know exactly what his powers can do. So, but I don't think that force field would be one of them. That's just
Yes.
me thinking it.
Yeah, and I think it's a zone devil fruit uh, based on like the black clouds around him. So it's similar to what Lucci has, and even Luffy has that like cloud around him. His ones are white, but
Yeah.
based on that, it kind of makes me think it's also the text side of things. So I have no idea what it could be, but that is an OP power, man. If you think about it, like to be able to pin someone down like
It's
that, who's a billion bounty in Sanji, like that's crazy.
yeah. It's not like he's pinning down like weak people.
Yeah, yeah.
He's pinning down like Sanji, Frankie, and Atlas is there Vegapunk, which is understandable, but still.
Yeah, but
What
let us know
else?
what
What
you guys
else?
think, guys. Honestly, what could the power
Yes.
be? Now, what are your thoughts? Get something going in the comments, and we'll have a look. The next
Yeah.
thing was Luffy versus Kizaru, man. So at the end of the last
Yes.
chapter,
Yeah.
me and a friend were talking about this, and we were just like, is Kizaru really down? Because we haven't really seen an admiral be hurt in the whole series, but it really
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
look
I
like
mean,
he's
that
hurt.
punch through the head
Hmm.
could. It looks painful. I think that's what they literally said in the last chapter. That looks really painful. No, I didn't say it, but like I assume that would be painful if someone
Hmm.
punches you right through your head, right? But you can see that in this chapter that I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie that he's actually struggling to get up,
Yeah, he was like, I need a minute,
and
like to
even
stand up. I can't move just yet, which is crazy, man. This is big Kizari, which
yeah,
I like it though because we had to level up Luffy to this admiral level at some point. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Like
we're getting late
imagine,
in the
bruv,
story
imagine
now.
this like before the time skip, bruv. No one had any chance against Kizaru.
They were
It
in
was just like something you can't
easy
touch,
mode. They were in
literally.
easy mode when they were fighting like the Straw Hats and stuff.
Yeah, and then obviously Frankie saved Luffy because Saturn went for him
Oh
in that
man,
chapter.
I love that Frankie's the number one cheerleader. He's just like, oh, so even these big dogs are after my captain, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Man's a proper hype man, you know. But he's legit as a hype man.
Yeah,
Like we've
yeah.
seen him from day one. He's
What do
always
you
been a hype man.
So what do you think is going to happen next in the current time frame? Because obviously the next thing is the Gorosei Saturn was saying, "Oh, should I who should I kill first? Your Bonnie or Luffy?"
Who do you think he's gonna kill first?
Well, I think everyone's
I
going to go
don't
for
think it'll be one of the Straw Hats. It's Bonnie, right?
they're
'Cause
going to
he's
go for
already like
Bonnie,
asked
but
people.
we know what One Piece is like with death. I'm sure that she's somehow going to survive it. But it's interesting. Man.
Or
There's so many
she is
wild
going to
cards.
be made an example. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's One Piece, man. You know how death goes. She'll even if she's killed, she'll come back like later through some technicality or something. Um, but yeah,
I
man.
mean, oh yeah, yeah. You would say that, but Oda is trying to like breach that barrier quite a few times. I mean, we've seen deaths in this chapter alone.
Yeah,
We
it's
should go
true.
over it shortly. So who knows? But Bonnie is an important character. Yeah, you're right. If Kuma's still not dead, even though he's gone through all that shit,
Yeah,
as we've seen, I'm sure Bonnie will survive one or two more hits. But yeah,
but let's get
we
into
then
the
looked
Kuma.
at
Let's get into
the
the Kuma thing, man. Because
backstory.
that
Yes.
was the main sort of meat of this chapter, and man, it was interesting. Like I said in the reaction, raises more questions than answers if you ask me. But at least we were starting to get a bit of an idea of what this man has gone through, and it was deep.
And the name itself is Buccaneer Rage, right?
Yeah,
Or Race.
Buccaneer Rage is how I read it. I think it was
Rage.
C's in there, but yeah. So this was a group that stood up against the world government, probably during the Void Century, and Kuma is a descendant of these people,
And the fact that they carry the blood of
of
the
the giants.
giants that was
Yeah.
revealed, which explains why Kuma's such a big boy.
His
Um,
dad, his dad, Clap, actually really reminds me of a Game of Thrones character, Hodor.
oh,
He
oh,
really
really?
reminds me of Hodor because Hodor is also like a massive guy, just strong as hell, and he just kind of looks like him as well.
Hodor. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I see that now. It's mad that you're comparing a manga character to a real person, though. That's quite mad.
Yeah, he's that kind of like hybrid between giant and just like super strong human. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's literally the tribe. That's literally the tribe. So it's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
But we got to find out a lot more about that, such as like obviously we saw Kuma come to life in the hospital, and unfortunately, what happened is there were government agents there, and they found out that they were of that Buccaneer tribe. I think it's
So this-
Buccaneer, but it could be Buccaneer.
It could be. Let us know. I thought it's Buccaneer, but either way, they were really trying to hide that.
All
you
got
can
captured.
see- you can see his dad being like to the doctor, "Don't tell him about my bloodline." Like, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, we'll keep it quiet." And then immediately, Marines knocking at the door, like, "We're here to take you all." And he's like, he even offers himself up. Seems like such a good guy. He even offers himself up to. Be
I think
like,
we need to address the elephant in the room, to be honest.
Go on.
We messed up big time when it comes to clap. We kind of, in the pressure of obviously recording it, maybe it's because it was a first recording session, but we completely missed that clap actually got
Killed.
done for.
Yeah. He got clapped. It
Bro, he
happens.
got he got
I thought you were
shot.
gonna say the
He got
deadest
clapped.
joke.
Did you just say clapped?
I said he got clapped. Yeah.
I got clapped. Okay.
But yeah. So
I mean,
what
just-
happens is his parents get taken away by the world government agents, and they get enslaved by the celestial dragons. And the celestial dragons are gassed. They're like, "Oh yeah, we've got a Buccaneer Rage descendant here. Like, look how strong he is, even at this age." Blah blah blah. And then you get the really really sad scene where Kuma's dad is explaining to Kuma that the mom has passed away, but he's trying to put on a brave face and say she's in a better place now, isn't she? Isn't that great? Really, really sad scene, man. Really, yeah.
That's where
really
we
like
learn also that he, at that point, tells Kuma about Nika and that folklore that's passed down through the generations, and that Nika's gonna come and save him, and that he should like be cheerful. But what really got to me that chapter is where Kuma said, "Why are we afraid of death? Isn't that
He
the
said
way out
saying death
of
is so
this
much easier.
suffering?"
He said, isn't death so much easier than like going through this hell? Which is the name of the chapter, right? That's where the name of the chapter comes from. Crazy, man. That's hard. And then literally whilst he's being told about Sun God Nika, and the clap is saying about, "Oh yeah, this is the melody that is passed down, and it's the sound of the drums of liberation that we hear when Luffy transforms into Gear 5. He gets shot as well by a celestial dragon, or like someone standing guard. I'm not sure if it was a celestial actually. But it just goes to show, like, they're literally...
It was a celestial dragon. It was a celestial dragon, but that was, bruv, the fact that Oda just showed that's showing us that he's gone. Bruv, it's not like a kid's play. Like, just imagine like seeing your dad just get shot in front of like you.
Yeah.
And the fact then you would then submit to be a slave to them and lose your humanity. That just is bizarre to me. Like,
we still don't
he's
know
seen all of
why
that
it
suffering.
happened.
Yeah, he's seen all that suffering, and yet he gave it all away.
So
And
my
I would say
theory...
it's because of Bonnie.
Yeah, my theory is that it's for Bonnie, because she also has the blood of the Buccaneers in her now, if she's his daughter. So they might be like, "We're going to go after her unless you give yourself in and you admit to being like this test subject for Vegapunk and for us to create this pacifista army." You know what I mean? So Kuma's just had the worst luck. His
Worst luck.
backstory is sad enough for him to be a straw hat, because you have to have a sad backstory to be a straw hat.
Do you think he saved Luffy because he knew Luffy had that fruit?
So that's a really good point. That is a really good point. I hadn't even thought about that at Sabadi. But I feel like when he spoke to Rayleigh, so when Rayleigh was fighting Kizaru and Kizaru was trying to go after the Straw Hats, he was like, "I wish to save them because I'm part of the Revolutionary Army." Whereas that might have been his reasoning, because I don't think any
But I
of
wonder
us
if he
knew.
knew.
Maybe Dragon knew. Maybe Dragon knew that Luffy has the Nika fruit, and it was passed down to Kuma. That information was passed down to Kuma, and that was one of the reasons why he saved
Well, I
him.
mean, we
Could
know
be.
that they're not good at keeping secrets, are they?
Yeah.
Lucy's family is terrible at that. So who knows, man? But yeah, so dad passed away, and then we skipped to the next bit, which is the God Valley incident.
Hmm.
Would you call it incident? It's more of a
No,
Hunger Games
it's like
type of
the,
killing.
yeah, so you're right. It's exactly like the Hunger Games. So what we found out is once every 3 years, human hunting happens, which is just sounds so dark. When they said like native cleansing, was it? That was just some really really dark words that they were using. But God Valley was chosen as the destination there, and we obviously know a lot about God Valley. It's kind of just like famous thing within the One Piece community because that's where the Rocks Pirates and GARP fought against GARP and Roger when they combined, and the
Yeah,
island was wiped
yeah.
out in the process of that battle. So it's got all of these like legendary people on the island, um, and the fact that we getting some more backstory on it, and the fact that it's being used for human hunting and stuff, could give us an indication of what drove Garp and Roger to combine. Maybe they were like, we need to put an end to this human hunting, and then that happened. That's just me speculating, but it's interesting to speak about it regardless.
Uh, the God Valley incident actually
Hmm.
occurred 38 years before the present time, right?
Yes.
And I think the
Oh, wasn't this also
actual
37 or
human.
38 years?
I'm literally just double checking that because that just came to me because when you were saying
Oh,
that.
oh my god,
So
yeah.
the God Valley incident, 38 years ago. Yo, yes, it did.
It was the same time period.
It's the same year.
Oh
It's
my
literally the
god.
same time.
So this is happening, and then the God Valley incident happens right away. Oh
Yeah.
my days, man. That's
So
crazy.
I wonder if the whole reason how Ivankov managed to escape and Kuma manages to escape and join the revolutionary is because the Rocks pirate turned up.
Yeah, well, we don't know. So I would assume the revolution. Maybe they escaped and joined the revolutionary after, or do you think Dragon was there as well?
Oh, maybe that incident gave him the opportunity to escape, is what
Yeah,
I mean.
no, that makes sense. Man, that's crazy. But what do you think? What are the Rocks Pirates' motivation for coming here? Do you think they actually wanted to just take part? Because the Rocks Pirates had a few good guys on it, like Whitebeard. So I'm just trying to understand what.
While they come, I wouldn't think they would come to take part. They were evil, as we know,
We
but
don't know
they
though,
still
man,
hated the
because
world
like
government.
the
But
fact
they
that
still hated the world
Whitebeard,
government. We know that for a fact.
yeah, yeah, interesting, man. But that means, and this is kind of where it all links together, actually, is Fig Island Garland. So Shanks' relative, I don't know if it's his uncle, his dad, I don't think anyone knows yet. He's on the island as well. And he is literally goes ahead and kills the king of God Valley because the king of God Valley.
Just to be handicapped, so he's one of the. He's got to kill more to make up for the points. That
Yeah,
just tells me how messed up this guy is, man. Like
he's messed up, but
in my
also,
head, bro, I thought when we first showed him, like maybe he's got some good in him. No,
nah, doesn't sound like it, does it? He sounds like he's one of the
no.
like dogs of the world government, and he's a god's knight here.
Yep.
Whereas when we saw him in current time frame, he's actually the commander of the god's knights. So he's clearly like stands out even amongst the god's knights. And you know what?
Yeah.
After this God Valley incident is when Roger picks up Shanks. So he must be here somewhere on the island right now. I reckon.
Bro, these timelines are sort of coming together in a way, aren't they? Like
Yeah,
we're getting
yeah.
bits and pieces from all around, and I think that's eventually gonna build this one piece of knowledge.
I
Maybe
see
that's
what
a
you
one
did there.
piece, who knows?
Um,
But yeah, it's mad, bro. There's so much that we still have to like answer, still questions that we have.
hmm.
But like, how did Ivankov end up being there? Like, what's his backstory? How did
Man,
he become a slave?
Oda's just a goat, man. The way he's
And who's
tying all of this
Ginny?
together.
Who's Ginny?
Yeah, yeah, we don't know. But Oda's just such a goat, man, for tying this all together in such a cool way through Kuma's backstory. So yeah, then Kuma tried to escape and he got caught.
Escape. Yeah.
and then the 10, so they're basically put into like 10-man squads or 10-man or women squads, and if one of
It's
them
so
escapes, it's
wrong,
a
man.
collective punishment for everyone. So they're like,
It
why the
messes
hell
with
did
your
you do
head
that?
because you know if I escape, it's going to be on my conscience that 9 other people are going to die.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. And one of the people, oh, two of the people we were introduced to, so Ginny, I don't think we've heard of Ginny before, new character completely. So I wonder what's happened to her because she's
Yeah.
not in the current time frame. And
Hmm.
Ivankov, man, Ivankov is there. So Ivankov was a slave amongst the celestial dragons then. But what you can tell
Yeah.
with Ivankov is genuinely is like, yeah, we're going through a shit time, but I want to live and I'm going to make it through this. And seems very, very positive. So I massively respect that. But I didn't realize Ivankov and Kuma went this far back.
Bro, just towards the end of this, I was just reading through some of the comments. What is Ginny's name under her? It says Ginny, slave. But
Just a
look what she's
slave.
doing. She's eating food. Who in the current timeline loves to eat bare munch, bruv?
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that do you
Could
think
this be
Bonnie's mum?
Bonnie's mum?
That's a very good point. That is a very good point.
Yeah. Like she's literally holding a piece of meat. And that's
Yeah,
what
because
literally
Bonnie just
Bonnie
eats
does all
bear,
the
innit?
time. Yeah.
Man, that's so interesting.
Bro, there's
But
so much to digest. I think we might need to do like another video of what people have said, like once this matures, because there's a
mhm.
break next week. So we'll keep thinking, theorizing, see what you guys have to say in our comment section.
Yeah,
If you are one of those early ones who've caught up on our channel or found us, and also look through the comments that we find in other videos and other theories, and see if we can maybe do another catch-up call and see were we right, were we wrong, how off are we, or how
yeah.
close are we to the actual pieces connecting together. So, but this was good, man. Like literally 10 out of 10 chapter.
Such a good chapter, such a lore dump, and really enjoyed it. But man, hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and yeah, man, let's see what's next.